Hello everyone, it is so good to see you. Just the other day, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond previews started coming in, and it's been a lot, everyone. Some people are panicking, we're freaking out, we're losing our minds, motorcycles are real, and people can talk to Samus. It has been an insane 8-year journey to get here, and right here at the last stretch, things have gotten really volatile with the Metroid community. It's like we have something new to crash out about every other week at this point. For a while, we were asking ourselves what makes this different from the Metroid Prime trilogy. This game didn't really have any good or informative trailers that told us why we should be excited until recently. Marketing has been all over the place with this game. There was that leaked Available Now banner that sparked all kinds of conversations about this game's intended release schedule. Some things like the viola didn't really last in the conversation very long or as strongly. Samus on a bike, kinda weird but kinda cool. We'll just have to wait and see with that one. But then recently, people made a frightening realization. An average dude can talk to Samus. And it sounds crazy, I know, but people other than Samus can be in a Metroid game. Obviously, the Galactic Federation has been a prominent organization in Metroid before, but for the most part, they're just people in the background to assist keeping Samus rooted. Broken down into simplistic terms, they have been used as a plot device to nudge her towards goals that the player needs to achieve. Naturally, this isn't always the case. Samus can liberate or explode any damn planet she wants to, and she has. But some titles use the Federation to anchor her with specific missions or have served as breadcrumbs to kickstart a much grander adventure. Metroid Prime 2 Echoes only happened because she was following their distress signal to the planet Ether. If you have seen the recent footage of Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, you'll know that the Galactic Federation are here in full force. And some people are offended. If you're not sure why, the fresh takes are that these people that you interact with are too chatty, supposedly.
Samus Aran? Hey! Hey, Samus Aran! Oh, stop! Help me out! Oh! Please get me down. I'll just stay right here. Try not to die.
It appears to some that we're getting a sort of Marvel-style vibe from the banter. Myles McKenzie is the prime perpetrator here, commenting on several things during your time together as you traverse the world and defend him from monsters. I'm sad to say that GVG didn't get any sort of early preview, so who knows, this might immediately invalidate my opinion on this matter. But if you plan to stick around, I'll let you know exactly what I'm thinking based on what I've seen from different previews thus far. The verdict is, Myles is just a dude. He is just a guy, and I don't think that's a bad thing.
Mark 99 Meg, this is Samus Aran. Bounty Hunter, you know her. She's famous.
He has all the hallmarks of the annoying side character for sure. Points out everything, tells you what to do, needs to be defended or else he dies and it's game over. But I don't think I mind that. He isn't shrill or bombastic in his delivery from what I've seen. He's sort of a nervous wreck on a hostile unknown planet. Listen, I want you to be real with me. If I myself, who suffers from speech impediments by the way, were just an average IT guy and the most powerful bounty hunter in the galaxy was just standing there, looking at me, and I can't see her expression underneath the helmet, but I know she's looking at me. Of course I'm going to be awkward and nervously ramble a bit. And you would too if Samus was there waiting for you to do something. This whole scene here where he's talking is very impressive to me. It's the speech and voice direction that isn't super proper like its anime, for example. It's the subtle motion capture and body language working in conjunction that really sells the character's whole personality here. And honestly, it's funnier that Samus just doesn't speak. Her movements are very sharp and precise, contrasting Myles, which is a lot more flowy and uncertain. He is one of the most realistic and believable characters that I've seen in a Metroid game. I feel like I met someone like this guy in college. But here's what baffles me. Yes, we are risking that tonal cohesiveness that the majority of the Metroid titles are known for. There are people who want the characters to fall within a certain threshold of being serious, but also not interfere with the gameplay. They want that realism to not be broken. But in my mind, Myles represents the everyman who definitely exists somewhere in the Metroid universe. It's honestly a more realistic, fleshed out world because of people like him. Within that same trailer, you hear voices of more Federation troopers as well as seeing examples of them working together. They certainly feel like a fairly large part of this journey, and their companionship appears to establish part of the identity of this game. Given the small clips that we've heard, I do agree that it might have left a better impression to have literally any of the others be your first partner. They seem a lot more level-headed than Myles, and I do hope that they don't hold your hand for the majority of their time with you, of course. This is the first time we're gonna get to know what seems like a whole squad of troopers in a Metroid Prime title. I'm not ashamed to admit that I'm looking forward to getting to know them. Did you see how that one girl was like looking in awe that it's actually Samus right in front of her? That aside, where have all the lady troopers been, What I've gathered is that the vibes here are going to be different. We have our moments of solitude and exploration, but it doesn't look like that's the entire goal of Beyond. Metroid Prime 2 Echoes is the quintessential 3D title that captures that feeling of isolation, fear, and uneasiness in a completely foreign land filled with hostile creatures. I'm speaking specifically of Dark Aether. It is the most uncomfortable and relentless world Samus has ever visited on a consistent basis, where the environment itself eats away at her. And as wonderfully established as the atmosphere was, the thing is, we started to deviate away from that path as early as the next title. You see, I wrote some notes about this very topic, and by writing notes, I mean that I played the intro to Metroid Prime 3 Corruption, which I guarantee not everyone who had a knee-jerk reaction to the Metroid Prime 4 preview has done. You can interpret Metroid in so many ways. Sometimes it precisely is about desolation and loneliness. But something that every title is certainly about is watching Samus grow as a character. You can interpret this as growth through the accumulation of power-ups and weapons, or seeing her change as she interacts with other characters. Metroid doesn't allow for a lot of person-to-person interaction just by the nature of the genre. Most things that she interacts with just want to kill her. But the series has made strides with a stoic protagonist like her in the past. That single time Samus spoke in Metroid Dread is so iconic, perhaps even more so because it was in the Chozo language. The way that she speaks with confidence in her body language and powerful movements says so much more about her character than words can. We've seen bits and pieces of this characterization, and it hits harder when it comes from someone who chooses not to speak most of the time. I felt something when I saw Samus close the eyes of that one trooper who died on Aether. He left a message for anyone who would discover the fate of his platoon, and Samus went to carry on the mission. It wasn't a lot, but it helped me to understand her demeanor more as a person. This game's sequel, Metroid Prime 3, further tested the waters with this. The entire intro is unlike the other two games. This time, you landed at a Galactic Federation station and can speak with a lot of the NPCs there. They'll guide you and give you some lore about the world around you, but it's not a lot, and many of them kinda just have the same stock dialogue.
I'm sorry, I'm on duty. I can't talk. A pleasure to meet you, Samus.
Aren't you Samus Aran? It's an honor to meet you. Aren't you Samus Aran? It's an honor to meet you. Aren't you Samus Aran? It's an honor to meet you.
Or have nothing useful to say. That's pretty common too. Pretty much all of these troopers suffer from the same personality syndrome. They could all be the same character and have no defining traits. The real standout here is the introduction to the other hunters. Not long after the intro, you meet Gore, Rundus, and Gandrada, who help defend Norian from getting attacked by a mysterious meteor heading to the planet. These three appear in only little snippets, not shown a lot, but enough to get a handle on their personalities and what their fighting style is. Gore can jump into and control various types of machinery. He goes from very chill to a lot more temperamental and aggressive when he's occupying a large mech. Rundus is basically Metroid's Frozone. Don't worry, I do think he's pretty cool and collected. Finally, Gandrada is able to mimic other living beings, using it to her advantage or to play a little prank by pretending to be Samus. She's definitely the best character that doesn't get anywhere near enough screen time, and is the only one that we ever see acting so playful and casual with Samus. Just calls her Sammy with a little bit of sass. But I love that. I was dying for unique personalities in a Metroid game. Given what the series has been up to this point, that's a blasphemous wish, but I felt we were building to that. And some lines in Metroid Prime 3 aren't much better than what you'd see in Beyond thus far.
Hey, relax, we're the good guys. Justice will prevail and all that stuff. Right, Samus? That was a little too hot for my liking. Well done, Samus.
Oh really, Rundus? Coming from the ice sky? So original. But in all honesty, for as sterile and generic as most of the dialogue can be, at least there is some character tucked away in there. I deeply enjoy the variety and moments for levity, as long as it doesn't take up the entirety of the game, of course. I think that's all I'm asking for. Myself, personally, I would so very much prefer a real human like Myles chatting with me through my journey every now and then, over some AI through an intercom in Samus's helmet or in a save room. Is that just me? Am I crazy? I might be insane. And yes, we did kind of completely ignore Metroid Other M, but I feel like that's a different situation and approach to Samus herself. Team Ninja's direction has also undoubtedly harmed the reputation of characterization in Metroid titles. As that was done by different developers, I feel like it shouldn't have to be the standard that Retro Studios' work needs to measure to. In short, I do like to stay fairly neutral on a lot of things, but sorry, some of you are vastly overreacting. One of the problems is simply that some people, for some reason, assume that Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is being done by the very same people who worked on the rest of the Metroid Prime trilogy. That was 20 years ago. The people at Retro Studios have changed a lot of hands, and with that, they've changed design philosophies, workflow, artists, programmers, you name it. Hell, there's Halo and God of War developers among others that got hired to work on this title. Nintendo went to the kitchen and asked for a strawberry cake. The thing is, they haven't asked for a strawberry cake in 20 years. Since there's a lot of new chefs, it might taste or look different, but I can still recognize that this is definitely a strawberry cake. Now, whether I prefer this one or the one from the old chefs, I can't be certain yet, because as of right now, all I can do is look at it. It's like watching Food Network all over again. I'm hungry and I know what's on screen is delicious, I just want to taste it and learn how it's unique to anything else. Every game unfortunately can't be like Kirby Air Riders, where the director is taking the helm to make sure that nearly every aspect feels like the previous title from multiple console generations ago. There's obviously different design priorities to make sure that these two series happen, but they're allowed to grow and give new flavors. It is not going to be to everyone's taste, and we might hate it in the end, but I have waited over 8 years to play a new Metroid Prime game. It got me into the series on the GameCube, and I refuse to fall into the negativity just because of some nerdy guy. But those are my thoughts. There's been such a crazy influx of negativity and doom on Prime 4, and I thought I should try and balance that out, at least a little bit. Maybe this makes it worse, who knows. I'm just a Metroid fan who is excited and open to change. Beyond comes out so close before my birthday, and I'm just happy the wait is nearly over. Will you be picking up Metroid Prime 4? Are you interested in learning more about the Federation troopers that are going to be accompanying Samus? Are you allergic to chatty sidekicks? I'm going to keep my hopes high. Well, at least until it comes to that one guy who was talking about his family. By just saying he wants to see his family again, he's going to die, isn't he? He is so dead. He is never going to see his family again. Well, till we meet again.